Hello, I want to go over what we have talked about this last Sunday, about the throne room. And here's what I'm learning and what the Lord is teaching me on this about our adversary, or Satan, as the Bible calls him. In 1 Peter 5:8, it says, "Be sober, be vigilant, because your adversary, the devil, as a roaring lion, walketh about seeking whom he may devour." Now, it tells us here that he's looking for someone to devour them or to destroy them. It could be me that he's looking to devour, or it could be someone else. And this is very important, because when you study and you look at the word adversary here in this verse, and it means an opponent in a lawsuit. Now, this is very interesting how the Bible describes Satan. Here in 1 Peter 5:8, he's an opponent in a lawsuit. Another verse is in Revelation 12:10, and it describes him this way. It says, "And I heard a loud voice saying in heaven, Now is come salvation and strength, and the kingdom of our God, and the power of his Christ. For the accuser of our brethren is cast down, which accused them before our God day and night." So he's accusing God's people. Okay, or he's accusing, it can be anyone, whether it's God's people or anyone, he's accusing them. Here, and I want to show you what this word accuser means here in Revelation 12:10. It means this. It means, and this is very interesting again, a complainant at law. So these two verses, we're seeing that it's used in the terminology of what the Bible says about him. It uses the terminology, courtroom terminology is what I'll just call it, courtroom terminology. Now, there was another verse, and that was in Luke 22:31, and it says this. Luke 22:31, "And the Lord said, Simon, Simon, behold, Satan hath desired to have you, that he may sift you as wheat." Now, how would Satan really sift you as wheat? Now, if you look at these two words here, hath desired, it simply means this: to demand for trial. That's interesting. All three of those verses use courtroom terminology about Satan, demand for trial. Now, here's what I've learned. When I pray for someone, we want the best for that person. We want to see him get saved. We want to see him come into a relationship with Christ. If I'm outside, and let's say I'm talking to someone else about that person that I'm praying for, and to want them to be converted, you have a heart's desire that they have a relationship with God too. But if, let's say, I go outside and I'm talking to someone and I'm saying, well, this person's this, and I'm saying things that are not really in line with what God says about that person. If this person's this, oh, he's this, or she's this, and she's that, and they have this, and they've got this. Here's my question. Can that be used in the courtroom against that person? But what if I go to God? That's the first question. Can what I say that's contrary to what God says about that person, can it be used by Satan to accuse them before God? And then here's the thing. If I go back then to the throne room and I start praying for that person, God save that person, but over here with this other person, I'm saying something different. How's that going to work? I think that really, really needs to be considered. I've been guilty of that. And this is what I've learned after going to the throne room and studying about the throne room. I don't want to be a voice. I don't want to lend the accuser a voice, I guess is the best way I can put it. I don't want to lend him a voice and accuse those people of things. There may be those things in their life. But you know what? I'm not going to sit and talk about it. I'm going to talk about what God says about them. And then that way my voice will not be a partner with the voice of the accuser. So that's what I'm learning about going to the throne room. I think this is very, very important to understand what the Bible says about Satan, about him being an accuser, and how it's used in a judicial setting. He wants to bring him on trial. I don't want to lend my voice to help him put those people on trial.